Are you thinking of moving to Tyler, Texas, and you want to know a little bit more about which area you should be living and what would work best for you? Well, today I'm going to be walking around 6 of the most popular neighborhoods in Tyler and giving them a rundown, and hopefully by the end of the video you will have a much better idea of what would fit best for you and what exact area you should be looking at moving to. All of that coming up right now. Howdy everyone, and welcome back to the channel. For those new here, my name is Ronnie Withers, and if you want to know what it's like to live, eat, work, sleep and play in the Tyler, Texas and surrounding areas, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and give the notification bell a tiny little tap so you are the first to be notified on any Tyler, Texas market updates. I'm starting to get calls every single day of people just like you who are either looking at relocating to Tyler, looking to move within Tyler, or looking to sell their Tyler home. So if that sounds like you, then go ahead and give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I'd love to see what in the world I could do to help you. And I realize how stressful it is to do anything real estate related, so I'd love to see what I can do to help you. Okay, what we're going to do today is I'm going to give you a little rundown of 6 of some of the most popular neighborhoods in Tyler. We're going to drive about, stop by the street, we're going to look at a couple of the houses and give you a bit more information, and there'll be something for everyone there, whether you've got a family, whether you're a young professional, whether you're a retiree, and we can kind of look and see what aspects would fit your situation the best, and hopefully by the end of the video you'll have a much better idea of what area of Tyler you could be looking at moving. So to start, we are here in a historic district, so we are in the Brick Streets Historic District here in Tyler, which we are around a half mile from downtown Tyler, and it's a really cute red brick street neighborhood. We've got a couple like this, and the houses here are really old. So they started construction of houses here in the 1850s, but most of the homes were constructed in the early 1900s. One thing you'll note here is that the streets are really walkable. One thing about Tyler is we don't have too many sidewalks, and the thing about the Brick Streets neighborhood here is, if you can see, we have sidewalks, so it makes them really walkable, nice friendly neighbors, nice cute little houses. The average price of a home here is around $254,000, but you have a wide range of homes starting at around the mid 100s and getting up into the millions. For example, this home right here last sold for $339,000. It is a 4-bed, 2-bath. That's the kind of thing that will sell for here. I love how much history there is in these red brick streets right here. So the earliest houses were started to be built, like I said, in the 1850s, but most of the houses were constructed during the early 1900s, and that's when the red brick was put in. And the houses were initially constructed for the middle and working class, but the red brick actually brought the higher class oilman families over to Tyler and East Texas. So I just think that's really interesting how the kind of houses were built for the middle class, but the rich and upper class kind of wanted to come here and move. That's why you'll find some big houses just like this one right here, but also some nice small cute brick houses. You have kind of that range. So this is a really good area to live, close to downtown. It's nice and walkable, kid friendly, almost a perfect place to live for anyone really. And that's very similar with a couple of the other neighborhoods that we've got in this video. Some of the historic districts are really good all-rounder neighborhoods, and you can kind of find something you like no matter who you are. With that said, let's move on to the next neighborhood. The next neighborhood on our list is the Andy Woods and the Green Acres neighborhoods. Kind of lump them in together because they're really close to one another. So we're here now in Andy Woods, and we're about 10-ish minutes from downtown, which is a nice distance away, that you're a little bit secluded. You haven't got all the traffic from downtown, but you're close enough that you're close enough for anything you need. We're right next to the biggest church. I think it's the biggest church in Tyler, which is the Green Acres Baptist Church. A lot of people really like it here in the Andy Woods neighborhood. I get a lot of people telling me how much they like it. A lot of the things they normally say are great, friendly people, really beautiful. As you can see, there's lots of massive, really old trees here, and that's what a lot of people say they really like about it. The friendly people, both because we're south of downtown, both the Andy Woods and the Brick Streets neighborhoods are in the Tyler Legacy High School district, which is a really, really decent school. It's rated B+ on niche.com, and a really solid option for your kids. So this neighborhood's good for families. The average price of a house is around $280,000, but again, you'll have anything ranging from the low 200s up until the $1 million price range. I'll actually take you around and show you outside of one of the houses that are for sale on this neighborhood. Another great thing is that in this area there's a nice little park called Pollard Park, which I'll take you to in a second. But it's just a really good place for kids. You can see there's a kid's bike. Well, I think it's a kid's bike over there, and people just play out on the streets. It's quite enough that you can do that. And there also are some sidewalks. Not every area is sidewalked, but it's pretty walkable. This house right here, if I can get close enough to show you, is currently for sale. So this house is for sale for $300,000. It is 2,400 square foot, and it is a 3-bed, 2-bath. And that's what you're going to get for around $300,000 in this neighborhood. And I'll give you a little shot. It's on this nice quiet road, no cars coming about. And that's what you get for around the $300,000 price range. Now I'm going to take you to Pollard Park, and then what I'll do is I'll take you and see a house that's in the $1 million price range around this area, just so you can compare what that $300,000 house looked like compared to the $1.8 million house. So here we are in Pollard Park. So this is right in the middle of the Andy Woods neighborhood, and it's just a beautiful area to come if you've got pets. I mean, there's a dog barking over there. If you've got pets, this is a great place to go and take them for walks. It'd be really nice to have in your neighborhood. Nice, beautiful trees. We've got some tennis courts and pickleball courts right there. I like playing pickleball, not really a tennis guy, but it's a big open space you can bring your kids to. There's some soccer, or we call it football, but soccer goals over there, so you can play around in there. And it's just the perfect place to have in the middle of your neighborhood if you want to live in the Andy Woods neighborhood and area. There's also some football goals over there, and at the moment, this time of year, it's November, so it's full time, so it looks absolutely beautiful here. But that's what you get in the Andy Woods and kind of Green Acres neighborhoods. Now we're just going to move on to, and I'm going to show you the million-ish dollar property, and then we'll move on to our next neighborhood. So here we are. I can't get very close to the house because it is gated and it's on a main street, but we are still in the Andy Woods neighborhood, and this house behind me, you can see kind of the back of it just there. It's a $1.8 million house. It's for sale now. It is 5,100 square foot, 4 beds, 4 bed, 3 bath, and that's kind of what you get in Andy Woods for that amount of money. So you kind of, as you can see, you have a high price point and you have kind of a more beginner price point as well, and you have everything all within the same neighborhood. You can see all the trees again, which I love trees, so that's why I keep on pointing them out. Now we're going to be going to our next neighborhood. It is a very, very famous historic district near downtown. If you've got any guesses to what it is, you'll find out in a couple seconds, but that's what we're going to be going to next. Hopping in the car, going to be taking you and showing you around there, and we can focus on some of the houses there because they are absolutely beautiful. Kind of what makes Tyler famous, the neighborhoods. A lot of people ask about it, so we will see. I wonder if you've got it yet. We are now in the famous historic Azalea District. Did you get it right? The Azalea District is probably the most famous neighborhood in Tyler, and it's a big collection of homes comprised of 36 sections of mid-century, mid-20th century homes. And there's a wide variety, so you've got rental homes, you've got homes in the $100,000 all the way up to the $1 million homes. And they're just beautiful brick-built homes. A lot of the homes were built in around the 1930s, and there's not a lot of new builds here. They're just very old and historic, and we're back on the lovely red brick roads. So we are very close to downtown again. We're around 1.5 miles from downtown, which depending on traffic is around 5 to 10 minutes away. So you're that close to all the amenities. You can definitely find something within your price range here, and there's kind of something for everyone. Again, I know that I'm saying that about every neighborhood, but it really is true here. The reason this district has its name is because when the houses were starting to be built, all the gardens were planted with mass planted with lots of azaleas. So the right time of year We actually have a spring flower trail in March and April, and that's when all the azaleas are really blooming and everything looks beautiful. So that's the reason why it has its name. And this is probably one of the most walkable neighborhoods on the list. There's sidewalks everywhere. And it's just really nice to go on a walk. And like I said, it's quite large, 36 sections, so multiple miles of walking, and you'll never get tired of all the houses. They're all so unique, no two look alike, and it is just amazing here. It's nice and quiet as well. It really is beautiful. Even though there is a wide range of homes here, the average price is sitting around the 400,000, but don't let that stop you from getting anything in any price range, because you will definitely find it here in the Azalea District. The Azalea District is also in the Tyler Legacy High School district, so you've got good schools there. It's not as quiet as some of the neighborhoods on this list, just because it is so close to downtown, but I'm not saying it's busy. It's just you get a little bit more traffic than you would somewhere else, so just keep that in mind. Before we move on to the next neighborhood, I'm just going to show you this house quickly. It is $2.25 million here in the Azalea District. It is 7,100 square foot, 5 bed, 5 bath. So that's the kind of thing you can kind of get in this area. You can get a rental, and then you can also get a $2.25 million house, which is quite nice as well. So your neighbors are a whole bunch of different people, and if you like that type of thing, the Azalea District might just be for you. It's so fun to explore. There's so many different side roads here in this district that I've never been down before. So it really is true what I was saying a minute ago, that you can go on walks here on these nice sidewalks, and you really won't get bored. There's something for anyone. I'm just going down this street now, and one road you'll go down, you'll have nice small 1,000 square foot homes in the high 100s, and then you'll go down a street like this, and there'll be massive homes in the $1 million range right next to each other. So that's one thing I really like about this area. Okay, let's move on to our next neighborhood. Let's go a little bit more south into South Tyler, and we'll start getting into some luxury communities, and I'll kind of walk you through those areas and see how you'd fit right there. The next stop on our list is the Woods neighborhood here in Tyler. So we are around 15 minutes southeast of downtown Tyler right now. So this neighborhood, the houses are around $500,000. So this is kind of like the perfect lukewarm area. So if you want to be a little bit further out from town and have a reasonable size house for a reasonable price, this is where you go. It's really nice around. It's very quiet. It kind of feels like a sleepy neighborhood. So if that's what you like, this would be good for you. But some of the next neighborhoods we're about to look at are going to be really expensive. So this is something that is around that middle price of around the 500,000. There are also communities branched off of the Woods where we are now, like this right here, and they're gated, and they're going to be a little bit more expensive. The Woods isn't gated, so that's why the housing price is a little bit lower. But it's just a really nice area, a lot of trees. You'll find that a common theme here in Tyler. There's a lot of trees everywhere. It's very green, and just your picture book, small town, suburban neighborhood here at the Woods. Unlike the other neighborhoods that we've looked at so far, there aren't any sidewalks here. So it's not as walkable. Obviously it can be done, I'm doing it now, it's not too busy, but it just hasn't got those sidewalks like it had before. But all of the houses, if you can see, they're all a fair size. You won't find very many in the lower price range like we would in the Azalea or the brick streets. They're all around the same size, quite large houses, $500,000, $600,000, and even more when you get up there. We're also, here at the Woods, we're very close to Grace Community School, which is a private Christian school, and it is rated one of the top schools in Tyler. So if you do have kids and you kind of have that budget to be going to a private school, then we are literally just across the street from there. I'll show it on the map. But apart from that, there is the Chapel Hill School District, which is close to here as well, which is it's a pretty average school district. It's not the best, not the worst, but that Grace Community School is really up there. So I'd say this area is probably better off for families. The houses are probably a bit too big if you're retirees and you just got two of you living. I'd say, in my opinion, it's probably a little bit secluded if you're a young professional, single, and just want a nice house. So I'd say it's very family oriented, and I mean, each their own. If you're retired and you love a big house for the family to come visit, then go ahead. But mainly a family oriented neighborhood. Our next stop is going to be one of our two golf club / country club living. So this is really high-end living here in Tyler, and we're going to be going to the first one of those right now. This brings us on to our luxury communities here in Tyler. So we're in southwest Tyler right now in the Cascades. So we're on the Cascades Golf and Country Club. So this really is luxury living. The average price of a home here is just over $800,000, but there are a lot of homes that are much higher than that. For example, this one to my right here, this one is just over 10,000 square foot, 10,300 square foot it is here. It is $4.1 million, 4 bed, 4 bath. So that's just on the street, and this is not an outlier. There are many homes in the multi-million-dollar range. We also have some condos here which are going for around $500,000. Here at the Cascades, it is on 2 lakes, so you also get that lake living. But if that's something that you enjoy, if you enjoy being a part of a golf club, being a part of a country club, and you really like that luxury living, you want to pay for an HOA, so all of your neighbors' houses are looking really nice, and you really like that luxury price tag as well, then the Cascades is really for you. We're around 15 minutes again from downtown Tyler, really close to South Tyler, which is where a lot of things are happening as well. And that's what you have here in the Cascades. This is one of the really nice things about being in the Cascades. So you've got 2 lakes, you've got Greenbrier Lake and you've got Bellwood Lake, and they're just beautiful to be by. We've got one of them here, and we've got a real big lake over there, and this little area here, you can nicely see the condos as well, which are going for, I mean, on a good day you'll find some for 250, but between 250 and 500, so it's more there. And that is this area, and that's all of the same complex and neighborhood in the Cascades. Even though this area isn't gated, it is really secluded. It is in the woods. You're not just going to have random people coming out here unless they know where they're going. It does feel really secluded, and the whole area is surrounded by greenery, and the majority of it being golf course. And it is really peaceful just walking around here. Again, no sidewalks, but it's easy enough to walk on. These houses are just spectacular. They're huge, 10,000 square foot, $4.1 million. That really is crazy. So you don't really get much of a backyard here, but what you're paying for is being right on that golf course, being right on the lake, and having access to those facilities as well. Let's go have a look at a house in this area that's kind of at the lower price point, around the $800,000, and then we'll move on from there to our very last community and neighborhood. Right, here we are. Now, I dare to say this one is cheap, which it really isn't. It's $880,000, but it is just cheaper than the last one we looked at. So, like I said, $880,000, 3,600 square foot, 4 bed, 3 bath, and that is what you're gonna get in the Cascades. So it's a really nice house, which would be a lot less expensive in an area that wasn't as nice as this, but that's what you're gonna get, and that's gonna kind of be the lower price range, unless you want to move into a condo where, like I said, it's going to be around 500 for a condo. But beautiful, nice manicured lawns because of that HOA, and that's what you're going to get from your money. Okay, now we're going to move on to our last neighborhood, which again is a luxury neighborhood, more in the south of Tyler, and I'll see you there in a second. Last up on our neighborhood list is another luxury neighborhood. It is in South Tyler. It's right in the heart of South Tyler. We are in Hollytree, the neighborhood of Hollytree. So Hollytree is another golf and country club community. It's not as exclusive as the Cascades. The average price point is around $750,000. There are some really nice houses as well, and some expensive houses, like this one that I'm coming up on. This one is $1.9 million. It is 7,100 square foot, 6 bed, 4.5 bath. It's currently for sale. So you'll have houses like this, but then you'll also have houses that are around the $400,000 mark as well, so which you don't find in the Cascades. So it's kind of, it's a community that you can get into at that lower price point and at that higher price point, which is really nice. It's also the location of being in South Tyler is really nice as well, because we're close to everything here. So you've got food stores, you've got Brookshire's, you've got Walmart, you have Target, anything you need, and all of the new developments are happening in South Tyler. So this really is the place to be, and this is a really hot area of Tyler. I'd say, in my opinion, it's one of, if not the hottest areas to be, Hollytree. And again, like all the neighborhoods I've been through today, they're really beautiful, they're really nice to walk through, and pretty quiet and secluded as well, which is something I feel like most people I talk to want. And again, Hollytree can be good for everyone: families, professionals, retirees even more, because you can find some smaller homes here, so you're not taking up too much space, more than you need for just two of you. Hollytree is also on a nice lake. There's a nice private lake as well, which is really nice. A lot of people like that, and I just need to emphasize how popular it is here. This really is a popular area to be in Tyler. This is one of the amazing things about Hollytree, is you've got your own nice little private river walk. I wouldn't call it a river, it's kind of a little pond lake, but you've got this little walk that is complete private property. You walk in on here, you go all the way around, and it's just a lovely little walk. That is also a common theme, is there's so many nice places to walk here in Tyler. But if you just look at this, riverfront houses on the lake, perfect little walk, and that's all yours if you decide to live in Hollytree. If you've made it to the end of the video, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, my name is Ronnie Withers, and if you're looking at moving to the Tyler area, go ahead and give me a call, text or email, and I'd love to see what I can do to help you and cut down on that stress on moving. Leave a comment if you're from Tyler, if there's a neighborhood that I haven't covered that you'd like me to cover, if I've maybe left out your neighborhood and you think that it should be included in the top neighborhoods to live in Tyler. And also comment any more video ideas. I'm more than happy to make what the people want. So until the next video, thank you for watching. Cheerio.